Good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 10. Happy Tuesday. Normally on a Tuesday I would be recording a regular podcast episode, but this week it works out better to do it tomorrow. So that's my plan. I'm just so frustrated. I just wasted precious time trying to activate our new credit cards, and I went to do mine and it wouldn't let me. And then it turned out I finally got hold of customer service. You go online and there's no option for speaking to a representative. I pressed 0 a bunch of times in a bunch of different places. Finally, it got me through to a real person. And he informed me that my husband had to be the one to activate his card. And I'm sure he told me that then mine would be activated too. But apparently not, because then I went on to try and update my credit card info on PayPal. Wouldn't let me do it. Call back in, I have to activate mine too. So it's like there's not half my morning. That's an exaggeration, but a good half hour gone. And I don't have that kind of time to spend on such silly things. I've only been working on one thing. I knit all last evening and then got up this morning and did my usual knitting. I have my scarf here, and the astute among you might notice something different. I decided to take this color. This I think was color day 7. And I just wasn't loving it in here. It was a really bright change, and I wanted something a little more subtle for my scarf. And so I had leftover sock blank, the Whoville sock blank from a couple of years ago, and there's a whole section that has like orange and green and pink in it. And I decided to add that in there instead. And then work in colors 8 and 9. And I'm much happier with how the scarf looks. I'm still going to put in this color in my scrappy socks because I think it's fun. I just, for my scarf, wanted something a little less neon. So happy with that. So with that in mind, I just finished a little while ago putting in as much as I can of day 9, and it's time to find out what is in day 10's little bag. I'm guessing maybe some gold or dark green. That's my guess. So let's find out. Day 10. Oh, I'm totally wrong. Totally wrong. It is on Bounce. And it's like a cream with blue. So it's kind of, there's like a green in here, and I think it picks up a little bit of a tealy color to go with that. So once again, totally wrong about the direction this is going. That's half the fun. So I am not sure when I'm going to get around to winding that up and working it in. I would love nothing more than to sit down and finish up the last 2 curling rocks, but I don't need those until next Thursday, and I have another job that's more pressing, and that is hemming a jumpsuit that I bought a couple of weeks ago to wear to my husband's Christmas party this weekend, and I have been putting that off. It's a knit fabric. I've never been that comfortable working with knits, even though my sewing machine that I have now is a lot better than my last one when it comes to knits. I shouldn't have any problem. I've just been putting it off. So I'm gonna go hem those, and then I've got a couple of tops I want to take in, and they need black thread too, and they're both knits, so I figure I might as well do them all at once. So that's what I plan to do with the rest of my morning. I thought you might get a kick out of my new pajamas. Look at, there's llamas wearing scarves and ponchos. There's an upside down sweater. Aren't they cute? Love that one. So they're my llama pajamas. Welcome to my bedroom. I knew I had good reason to dread hemming this jumpsuit. But even I didn't think it was going to take this long or be this difficult. Ironically, the sewing part ended up being a piece of cake. I went online and found a couple of tips. One was using a twin needle, the other was using a walking foot, and the sewing itself went just great. Where I ran into difficulty is that I discovered through trial and error that the legs on the jumpsuit had not been hemmed properly in the first place, and one leg was almost an inch longer than the other. And you know, in theory, all I should have had to do was say turn up each hem 2.5 inches, stitch it in place, trim it, be done. But it didn't work out that way, and it took me a while to figure out just what was going on. It's also complicated a little bit by the fact that there are these panels that drape from each leg. And so, of course, not only do you have to have them end up the same length as the legs, but also the same length as each other. But I think, don't know if you could tell, but I'm quite happy with how they turned out. I think they are the same length now, and that they'll be fine. It is now well after 5 o'clock, and we are due at our daughter's house at 6 o'clock to go babysit the 2 younger grandkids. So I was planning to run over to the mall and pick up something and run another errand this afternoon, and that didn't happen. So I have to go now, get changed to get ready to go out. We're picking up dinner on the way, so have to fly. I'm not sure if I will record anything else this evening. If not, I will see you tomorrow on day 11. If so, I guess I'll see you in a little while. So we just got home a little while ago. Had a nice evening with the kids. Got our ears talked off, but that's okay. And then we each read stories with one of the kids. My grandson and I took turns reading the pages. That's one of my absolute favorite things to do, is read with the kids. Was with my own and with the grandkids. Anyway, so they seemed to go down to bed quite well. All was quiet. And then just before my daughter and son-in-law got home, granddaughter came upstairs and she said, "Grandma, my face is all red." And I thought her brother had been talking about being too warm. And I thought maybe she was red because she was warm. No. Her face was red, about half of it to be exact. I guess she'd found some markers and decided to do up her face to look like one of the characters on a show that she watches. Apparently this character has a scar. And, you know, Mommy's done face painting on her before, so she said. So I got her to show me, I didn't know what she had on there, and got her to show me where she got it. And she had a little bin, and it had some Sharpies in it. And I thought that it was going to be permanent. Thankfully, soap and water was taking it off just fine. There's still a little around her eye and a little in her hairline. That'll come out once her hair is washed. But oh my goodness, you gotta not laugh, but at the same time, it's just, she had a plan. Anyway, I've got a cup of tea waiting for me out in the kitchen. I thought I might as well open my advent calendar for the day and then have my chocolate with my tea. So it is the 10th today, so number 10 is right up here. It's funny, this still smells like some of the scented teas that I've had in it from before. Oh, it's got a little star. Oh, this one looks like mint. That'll be good. The kids opened their advent calendar after supper, and they've got little little boxes mounted in a kind of like a wreath, and my daughter puts little chocolates in there every day for them. She's had it for a number of years, so it's totally reusable. So they had mint Hershey's in there today. There it is right there. Coming along. Anyway, this is definitely it for Vlogmas Day 10. I'm going to get this up and running, and then I'll have maybe an hour before bed that I'm going to start putting Day 10's yarn into my scarf. I wound it while I was over babysitting. That's all I got done. Plus, I think a round on one of my scrappy socks. So I am ready to sit down and knit. Looking forward to it. So I will see you tomorrow for Day 11. Good night.